Hello everybody, Dark Wolf 82 here to bring you another video on The Walking Dead Season 9. This topic is going to be, is Rick the Cure? So let's get down to it. Is Rick the Cure? Well, here's the answer. The answer is, he may be. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that in season 7, episode 3, thank you, he had cut himself with a machete that was already stuck inside of a walker. Now, when he cut himself, it had walker blood on it. But did it affect him? No. Why? Because if it affected him, then it would have turned him. But it never turned him because of the fact that he is, and he may be, immune to the virus. Ever since that has happened, I believe that with him being immune, we thought that Carl would have been immune too. I mean, because it was in his blood. Now, the thing is with that is, the virus would have traveled all throughout Rick's body. Now, Rick, if he's immune, which I am thinking that he is, but they are going to kill him off in episode 5 of season 9. So, let's put it at this. He cut himself with a machete, slit his hand open. Now, that blood went and traveled through his whole body and through his system. With that happening, like I said, he would have turned, but he never did. He is immune. He has to be immune because of the fact that if he would have been transformed or turned into a walker, well, it didn't happen. But if he was so immune to it, how come he didn't cut off his hand? The answer to that is because of the fact that there's something inside of his blood. Now, realizing from then and then all the way until now, in the trailer, he was bleeding out. He was bleeding out so bad, but how? Well, it had to do with the whispers. Now, the whisper arc has already begun. It's already there. Now, if Rick was stabbed, I know that I put it in my life before that it led up to Daryl, but now we know that it's not Daryl. It was a whisper. Why is he bleeding out the way he is? Why is he walking the way he is? Now, they say that he got stabbed, okay? He got stabbed, but what if the whisper cut off his hand? Now, if you get stabbed, you're not going to be bleeding out as much, but if you had a limb cut off, you're going to be bleeding out a lot. Well, that's how Rick was. But Rick was all stunned when he was on the ground, looking at Daryl and Carol and all of them running past him. Now, here's the thing with that. If he dies, which we already know that he is, if he dies right there and then, is he going to die in Daryl's arms when he tries to talk to him to find out what went on? Now, another question is, here's another question. Another question is, does Rick explain the whispers to Daryl? If he did, what is Daryl going to do about that? Of course, Daryl's going to kill him. Well, if he kills him, and I'm talking about the whispers here, if he kills some of the whispers and most of the walkers, well, then we know now that Daryl is probably going to wind up telling Rick, walkers can't talk. They can't talk. But Rick will wind up explaining. See, if they were infected in season 2, okay, if they were infected, I think it was season 1 or season 2, that they were infected, that Rick already had mentioned that in season 4, season 3, I think it's season 3. He mentioned to all of them that they were infected because that is what Jenner told them. But if they were infected, where is and where was the cure? Now, the whole situation with it is the cure might have been standing right in front of them all along, which was Rick. In my other videos, I had mentioned that there was a lonely walker theory. I already mentioned that it might have, shown that it had nothing to do with Shane, but who Shane was with in the car. That was Rick. But now we find out now that with him gonna be dying off in episode 5 of season 9, well, we're not quite sure what's gonna happen with Rick. The whole situation with Rick being the cure. Okay, he was mentioning at con over at a Walker Stalker con that the way he wanted to go out, but he was injured, he was bloodied up, but the walkers would spread. They would spread away. They would pull apart, and they wouldn't touch him. Why? Well, because he may be the cure. If he's the cure, why kill Rick off? Why kill him off and not even try to see if he is the cure or not? Is that the reason why maybe that he may be flying off to Washington, D.C.? Even though that he's going to be going to Washington, D.C. for something, okay, he may find out if he is or not. We don't know. But here's the thing. The whole situation with him going to Washington, D.C., that's where Abraham and Eugene, Rosita, that's where they were all going to go. They were going to go to Washington, D.C. to find out and how to stop this virus. Well, I think we may already have our answers, but they're going to kill him off. Rick. There's no way whatsoever that in this, and back in that time that they would have, known that he was the cure. But if he was over at the area that Dr. Jenner was, he took all their blood, testing all their blood. But the thing is that if he was testing their blood, he should have come out and told Rick something, at least something to express saying, hey, Rick, I just found something in your blood. Maybe they were holding that off. Maybe they were holding that off to actually, to keep us thinking, to keep us wondering of what's happening with Rick. How come he's not dying because of the fact that he cut himself on the machete that was from the walker, and he seemed like he was not worried about it. So that just throws out a hint too, is Rick the cure? Is he the cure? Well, we may know now that he is, but why kill him off? There's a lot of things with Rick that we still don't know, even throughout his past. And all the way up until now, there's things that we may not even know about Rick. Rick is the heart and soul of the show. But yet they're going to kill him off. Not a good thing. But there's not one character that will fill his boots at all. Because when he goes, yeah, Daryl's going to be lead man, which is pretty cool. But he's not taking Rick's place. He is not he's not taking his spot to to take, full leadership in what things, already had become while Rick was around. Even though that for Rosita and Eugene, with the whispers and hearing them saying, "Where are they?" Could it be that the whispers also are looking for Rosita? The reason why I say that is because they have already sensed that they were close, nearby. The look on Rosita's face is priceless. She was scared. She was just so scared that in that situation, that's just telling us that her storyline is getting close of ending. Same thing with Ezekiel. His storyline is ready to end. So, in season 9, Ezekiel's going to die. Rick, on the other hand, he's going to go up all the way up until episode 5. Now, which means that, they don't know if he's a cure or not. And I think that if he gets bit, it's not going to affect him. It may a little bit, but it's not going to take over his body completely. Whatever is happening with Rick, whatever is going on in Rick's blood, there is something in his system that is basically stopping the virus from spreading. I think that his blood has already stopped the virus ever since he's been cut. That's why back then in season 7, episode 3, something stopped it from transforming. And that was Rick's blood. So now, we're going to see in season 9 what's going to go down. Rick is, he's the main leader. All right, he's the main leader. He knows what he's been doing. With everything that he did with Negan, well, he did the right thing. He did the right thing to shut him up, because if that was the case, that he's been talking smack about Carl ever since that Carl had been dead. I think that Rick really did the right thing of getting inside of Negan's head and all that. But really the truth is about that is that Rick wanted Negan to understand. It was like how Negan wanted people to understand off the bat, right off the bat. Which, I'm pretty sure you guys already understood that. That when Jesus mentioned something that Negan killed a 15 or 16-year-old. Killed them right in front of their eyes. That he wanted them to understand right off the bat. Well, he Lucille them. Same thing with Rick. He wants Negan to understand. If there is any way for Negan to understand anything that Rick has been trying to tell him, well, then now we know. Now we know. But I do believe that Rick is the cure. But the whole thing that doesn't make sense is, if he's a cure, why kill him off? Why kill him off to an extent to where, that if that's the case, that he is a cure, his blood could save people. His blood could save people from this virus. It's just very, very amazing on what has become of Rick Grimes. The show is not going to be the same without him. It'll never be the same without him. But the thing is, if it's not going to be the same without him, and all that, why do people want to stop watching the show when there's still a lot more, story to go? Rick, back in the past, Rick had his days, had his moments, all the way up until now. But the whole situation has to do to focus on the cure. Well, it's like I mentioned, I'm going to say it again. With Rick cutting himself, it would have turned him a long time ago. It would have turned him. But his blood has stopped it somehow. And that's actually really amazing because it gave it away that when he cut himself, he would have turned within an hour and a half. And that never happened. So now we get to see in season 9 what really goes on with Rick. Why he's holding maybe his hand, his arm, because maybe he got his hand cut off. Maybe he got stabbed on the side. But yeah, we get to see what goes on with Rick Grimes. If you guys are ready to see what's going on with Rick Grimes, from what I know, it is going to be very, very action-packed. So, with that all said, Rick just may be the cure to stop everything. His blood could save thousands of people. If you like what you've heard or what you've seen here today, please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, which will notify you that either when I go live or I do another video, it'll notify you and you'll get that notification. So if you like what you've seen, please tell me your thoughts on what you think on this video, and what do you think about the cure? Do you think that Rick is a cure or he's not? If he is, please leave down in the comment section your thoughts, your ideas on on this, and yeah, just leave your comments on the comment section there. And if you have any questions, please leave them down there as well, and I can answer those for you. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and stay awesome always. Keep on rocking, you guys. Peace.